following the deadly earthquake. I want to cross over to Ankara, where Dr. Yusuf Alabarda, security and defense analyst and former colonel of Turkish Armed Forces, joins us. Doctor, thank you very much for joining us this morning.
You're welcome.
I want to ask you first, give us the scope of the damage in Turkey.
According to the experts who is making clear explanations about that issue, that this is the biggest earthquake since last century in the Turkish history. So there were actually two big earthquakes. One of them was, the magnitude was 7.7, and the last one after 10 hours was 7.6. For that reason, that is the biggest in the last century.
How's the rescue mission going, and what are some of the challenges rescuers are facing at this moment?
Yeah, according to the news which is coming from the area, there are 10 big cities which were being affected from the earthquakes. Those cities has huge populations, something like 1.5 million. So when you collect them, almost 15 or 20 million people has been severely affected from the earthquake. So when you calculate it, we can say that almost 10,000 building has been collapsed. For that reason, the rescue efforts takes too much time when you are trying to evacuate the people who is under the buildings, collapsed buildings. So that is going, a huge effort is being given. But you can imagine that almost 10,000 building is taking too much time.
Absolutely. We know that just rescuing one collapsed building can take up to several weeks to do that. Yeah, absolutely. Yes. I want to ask you, the survivors, where do they go from here? Are there shelters in place for them?
Turkey has too much experience about that issues. Probably the shelters will be ready in a couple of days. For now, the evacuation has already started from these cities to another cities. All the tourism destinations now are open. The school dormitories are being open, and many people has also close relations with their kins, relatives from the other cities. And according to the explanations, also in a couple of weeks there will be places for those people who they can stay, but also that will take something like 1 week.
I understand Turkey also reached out to NATO for help. What kind of help are they asking for, and what kind of help is needed from other countries?
What Turkey needs now is the rescue teams immediately, and maybe in the next coming days, shelter. From the NATO also, Turkey wants from the NATO members such rescue teams, and so far more than 60 countries have sent their rescue teams to Turkey, because the area is too vast, something like 500 kilometers long and 200 kilometers depth. So for that reason, in those big area, the rescue teams are the most crucial thing which Turkey wants now.
Looking ahead, I want to ask you, how could this disaster affect Erdogan politically? We are nearing elections, correct?
Yeah, this is above all political situation. All the leaders of opposition came together with Mr. Erdogan yesterday, and the Turkish nation will understand what is going on inside this area. But without no doubt, that is a huge economical burden on the shoulders of the government. For that reason, in anyhow, it will affect the political situation inside Turkey. But that will not be spoken at that level.
Dr. Yusuf Alabarda, thank you very much for that update from Turkey.